Okay, so trying something different for this one. And I'm going to watch the premiere of the Inhumans. And I'm going to record myself doing it and see if what I get, if I can cut it together into anything vaguely amusing in terms of a reaction video or anything like that. So I don't have high expectations going into this thing. So we'll see what we get. I do have on hand alcohol to assist. It is not my intention to get plastered watching this. This is more of a on hand if I need it. I'll mention also, I don't have any particular of course it starts in the moon. I don't have any particular investment in the Inhumans. It's not a series I read. It's not one I care too much about. I tried, my friend Brian Daly gave me like a real thick volume of it a while back. I got probably the equivalent of 3, maybe 4 issues into it, and it wasn't grabbing me. I mean, I love Lockjaw, but that's on principle because, you know, giant superpower bulldog. Yeah, we know it's important because it's in slow motion. Oh, it's speed ramped into slow motion. Oh, so we're taking our cues from Zack Snyder. Always a good sign. We got to throw that in there so the DC lovers can hate me right off the bat. Oh boy. That makeup on him. Oh God, I can see the seams where the prosthetic. Oh God. Oh, the slow motion with the guns and the bullets is actually now actively starting to annoy me. Oh, holy green screen. That's a lot of hair. And you know what? All said and done, the CGI hair is not as bad here as it was in the trailers. Boy, this is an exceptionally earthy room. There's nothing particularly either high-tech or alien or otherworldly about the interior of that room. I mean, you pull back, you give me the CGI city, okay, that's fine. That room still looked like your average yuppie douchebag's apartment. I'm probably gonna refer to him as Ramsay Bolton the entire time. Black Bolt is also actually not working as badly for me now as he did in the trailers either, so this might turn out not horrible, which would actually probably make for a really boring video if it ends up not being something I can get properly worked up about and am in fact just bored by. Oh, the credit I dread. Executive producer Scott Buck. Okay, the guy with the tattoos on his face is immediately annoying. Okay, could they make up their mind as to what fashion in Adelan looks like? Oh, Lockjaw! The CGI is okay. It's TV budget CGI giant bulldog, but I do love a giant bulldog. Okay, where was I? Okay, yeah. So, like, we've got some shots. Like, I'm looking at this girl with this weird, slightly odd, you know, design neck piece thing, and walking past her was a guy in a t-shirt. Like, just a t-shirt. I'm going really quiet because there's not much to say. What I'm looking at right now is not awful. And I'm kind of hoping it either gets significantly good or significantly worse, because right now it's just kind of riding competent but dull, which is like the hardest thing to talk about. These extras are awful. They're like, huh? Huh? See, here's the annoying thing. He's obviously the villain, except he kinda has a really good point. This system sucks. And the cuts in this make it really hard to get a sense of the layout of the room. Stop moving the camera, leave it still, and just stop! This is gonna require assistance. Woodchuck hard cider, opened with a bottle opener made by the Singing Smith, Nathan Colpitts. Go back to the really early videos. You'll see him. I always hate it when these sorts of, we have this person's last moments and it's cut together like a TV show. It's like, so that couldn't have been a security feed. That couldn't be through somebody else's eyes because there's cuts and there's angles. Like, what? How are you seeing it like it's a movie? Okay, that wig, it looks better when it's moving in CGI. That's your answer? Trust your king? The man brings up a perfectly valid point, and instead of explaining why that's not a good idea, you just go, trust your king. So do these people in the white robes, they just sit there forever? Did they get a pee break? Oh God, is that why their feet are in water? Oh, that's not water! Ugh. Medusa's got some serious eyebrows. I don't know what it is about this angle that's only making me notice it, but whoo, boy, that was a really awkward and incredibly unnecessary flashback. We had fun. Do you remember that? The exposition? Do you remember? Whew. Okay, the hair effect, a lot worse here than it was at the start of the episode. Did they just like make a point of putting more time and effort and making it look good the first time that we saw it, hoping that we would accept it when it happened again and didn't look as good? Boy. Okay, Ramsey's doing his best to sell, but he's having to play against this guy. Boy, you know, some actors just cannot deliver stilted dialogue. Some can breathe life into it. He is not one. I must stand here and deliver lines awkwardly. I was acting. I'm gonna need another one of these. Okay, I still don't understand how, strictly within the context of this show, how is Maximus the bad guy? Everything he's saying is a really good point. And Black Bolt, or those speaking for him, have not offered a counterpoint beyond just trust me. What is this song? What is this? Oh, for God's sake, stop cutting! Settle on a shot! I'm gonna start counting 1, 2, 3, 9, 10, 11, 12, 21, 22, 23, 29. He shot him in the dick! Oh, what is this song? Seriously? Oh, the face unlocked. Love bulldogs. What is it with these songs? God, this sounds like Evanescence, or an Evanescence imitator. Because I actually like Evanescence. Again, can we get some consistency in whether or not this is alien technology or not? Because he just got handed a set of hair clippers. It's like the hair clippers that I own a pair of hair clippers like that. I should not own anything that exists in Adelan. Please let there be the bzz. There it is. Bzz. You can't. No, you can't tell me this is an advanced society when they're using standard barber's clippers that I could find at Walmart for $10. I need another drink. Going with Granny Smith this time. Okay, he just did the flashback to him killing his parents. He said the word why. And I'm sorry, that's really funny. Oh, he wound up to drop an F-bomb. You could see it. He went. Oh, he wanted to so bad. You can tell he misses being on HBO where he can swear. What accent is he doing? Justice will be served. I'm only halfway through. Oh dear. I think the only thing so far that is saving this from being Iron Fist bad is the fact that there's more characters. So I can't hate any of them as much as I hated Danny Rand because I don't have to stick with them like exclusively the way I did with him. Yes, let's re-emphasize that I do not like my haircut. The CGI hair wasn't good, but it was like the selling point for your character. So why are you here now? What? What the hell? I was gonna say the way that they're cutting around this guy's hooves is really obvious, but then they had a long shot of him that very clearly he had normal feet and boots. Tell me we're not gonna do a whole bunch of fish out of water crap. Because that's where the point where I wouldn't be able to laugh at it anymore. That's where it would just become painful. Of course they knocked the dog out. You like gave it a full sentence of instructions. That's the point where you just say, Lockjaw, leave. And then he takes you somewhere and you give more explicit instructions later. Like, what? Oh, our heroes are dumb. There's another problem with this. This is a problem I've been having with a lot of superhero-related stuff lately. The stakes. Pretty much everything Maximus has said is a good point, even if he comes off as a bit of a creepy douche. What he appears to be doing doesn't have, other than dethroning these specific people, doesn't have an immediately negative value. If you don't establish what the threat is on a grander scale, then the only way it works is if the specific people being threatened are people I care about. And it's failing on that measure. Oh, you are the worst, Scott Buck. Alright, what I was gonna say before I saw his name flashed up there 3 friggin' times is they got their money's worth out of the Hawaii shooting location. I'll give them that. So Maximus, at least as he's being pegged in this, is completely human. Which is interesting because I'm pretty sure he has like mind-bendy powers in the comics. And again, it might turn out to be a ruse. But this change is makes me more inclined to side with him. Because he very clearly represents the people who got the crap end of this deal that keeps this society running. Why am I not on this guy's side? Stop spinning the camera around. It doesn't make the scene more interesting. He very clearly doesn't have hooves. Stop going to long shots that make it even more evident that he doesn't have hooves. But now, random surfer. Because sure. Wait, we're gonna make a thing out of this whole aerospace center lunar rover thing? Really? I love how in these kinds of shows, there's always like some NASA thing or whatever, like someone basically has their office in the middle of an otherwise empty hangar. Why is this woman a plot? This is insufficient. This is a mug of warm apple cider. And this is Dunk's Mill Maple Rum. Woo! That was more than I planned to pour. To quote Doug Walker, that's good let down. My hair! We've all had bad haircuts, lady. Deal with it. Oh God, these lines. Again, some of these actors can kind of deliver them. Some of them cannot.
You're safe.
Here we go with NASA lady again. Why? What was that? This show is bad. This drink is good though. Why is there a face in the wall? Oh God, and this woman cannot deliver a line with any conviction worth a darn. And also, there's something that strikes me as wrong that the Atlanteans have guns. Same principle as the guy in the t-shirt and the Clippers. It's a society on the moon. Give me something more outlandish, or if you're gonna have guns, make them look really weird and have them function in a way that is completely different from it. Like, this is basic stuff. There are certain things about this premise that give you license to go nuts, and they just didn't. Really? He's gonna wander into a men's warehouse. Like, what the? Okay, so they're not doing the full-on montage but they are doing the music. Again, the music used in this are weird and awful. And why do we now have him just in a suit? It's like they had no faith in their own costumes. Anson Mount as Black Bolt is not awful. I really, honestly, from the trailers, I thought he was going to be terrible. He is not bad. For what is written. Don't resist while we beat you. Okay, serious question. Do cops use batons still? Because I feel like that doesn't actually happen anymore, but it's a go-to image still. And especially if we're dealing with something that is supposed to be any kind of a stand-in for minority or people who are different, we have the cops with batons. Like, somebody tell me, are batons still a thing, or do movies continue to keep them despite them no longer being a thing? Let me know in the comments. I don't actually care. And this apartment looks like it's in friggin' Central Park West. There's nothing alien about this. There's nothing about this design of this apartment that says moon. Like, what? Ah! These curtains. Fire your decorator. He sucks. You really gotta make a big deal of the fact that he hasn't spoken since you arrested him? I mean, presumably you told him he had the right to remain silent. That is a joke sticking its ass 6 feet in the air and you still missed it. You can't be in here right now. Fine. Oh, okay. I can't even remember her name, but this female crony to Maximilian, whatever. She needs to go away because she... Oh, that line delivery hurts. The points at which in this action scene the camera is choosing to slow down and speed up seem to have absolutely no correlation to what moments are more intense or exciting or would actually look good in slow motion. And can you make up your mind whether you're going handheld or whether you're doing more controlled shots? Because switching back and forth from cut to cut between a shaky handheld and a friggin' dolly move, it doesn't work! How much time is left in this? How is there 7 more minutes? Good, Medusa killed what's-her-face, who I said needed to go away. Awesome, thank you. You did something right. Again, I'm given no reason to actually root for these people. Besides, he's the king. She's the queen. Monarchies are good. 5 more minutes. God, it's like I've dropped into a singularity and each second is an eternity. Wait a minute. Did you just call it a meritocracy? It's not a meritocracy, it's a caste system. Look at the same thing. A meritocracy, you can work your way up with merit. That's what it means. That's not what this is. This is a rigid caste. What words mean? Okay, so now he's delivering a speech to the undermined and underprivileged lower classes, and why is he the villain? I understand why he is in the comics, in the context of this show, as presented. How is he the villain? Yeah! I'd side with Maximus. Oh, God, she's not dead! That stupid lady Medusa killed who can't deliver a line, or at least not a badly written line worth a darn. Oh, God. Is it over? It's over! Okay. Dear God. We got a little left. But this thing drove me to it, and it started out vaguely in the realm of okay. Like, not terrible. But just like increasing, it's just so lazy. There's so much that's lazy about this. The dialogues, it's like somebody had a big book of dialogue cliches with a very, very weathered spine. Scott Buck. It's all his friggin' fault. I'm throwing him under the bus for this. But it's It is a setup that is okay, but it is badly written. The stakes are not established. I am more inclined to root for the villain. The favorite thing that I had in this, which was Lockjaw, is obviously an expensive effect that they cannot show a whole amount. The production design was just so lazy. Like, I'm seeing t-shirts and generic apartment sets on the moon. It's the moon. It's a society on the moon. And they don't say how long they've been there, but it's obviously been a couple of generations. So you can, at the very least, have it be an antiquated Earth design, something out of date, indicating how long ago it was that they went there, the fashions at the time that they left. Lazy and dumb, and Black Bolt was not bad. I was shocked. I thought he was going to be awful. He wasn't bad. He didn't save it. He didn't help. He just wasn't one of the weak points. And Ramsay Bolton was fine. Even he wasn't great. But this thing, oh God, this is a mess. I do not intend to keep watching this series. Unless somehow this video like goes viral and explodes and everyone's like, watch more and get drunk again. Maybe, but failing that, this is it for this show for me. Just heck with the Inhumans, and I'm calling it a night. So that's it. Let's see how well I can remember this stuff when I am not sober. Did you watch the premiere of the Inhumans? If you did, I am sorry. And also, whatever your thoughts were on it or on this video, drop something down in the comments. Let's talk about it. Don't forget to like, subscribe. Check me out on Twitter at Council of Geeks. Give a listen to the Council of Geeks podcast, available on iTunes and Stitcher. And until next time, this council is adjourned. This is obviously just muscle memory at this point for me. Night!